Okay, so I've been thinking about this a lot lately, like a little too much. So I keep coming back to these same questions. Why do we keep doing this? Why do we stay in relationships that we know aren't good for us? Why do we ignore red flags, even when we can literally see them waving at us? Even when we have our friends and our family telling us the uncomfortable things, we choose not to see it. Why does being alone just feel so much scarier than being unhappy? And I'm not just thinking about this because of my own shit. This is something that I see with my friends, I see it with my family, and I see it in relationships I'm close enough to feel. And the thing is, I don't think it's fair for me to ask these questions without including myself because I've done all of that. And I mean, I've done all of it. So, my first real relationship started when I was 18, and we were together for almost 7 years. And yeah, I loved him. I did love this guy, but I don't think I truly knew myself or what I wanted. And I think if I'm being honest, the relationship didn't start because it felt right. It started because he liked me and showed an interest in me. He gave me attention, and I think I just thought, okay, well, this must be love. If he's saying all these nice things and making me feel special, then that's love, right? I mean, I had no fucking idea. I think I was just so starved of affection and attention that I just threw myself into it? I mean, I think it's safe to say that I was really desperate to be loved back then, and I didn't have the emotional maturity or language to really question all of that. I knew pretty early on that I wasn't happy. I mean, he was kind, he spoiled the fuck out of me, and we had a lot of nerdy things in common. We would hang out and watch cartoons together. We'd go to conventions. We'd go out for nice dinners and make it home in time to watch the latest episode of Two Broke Girls. But there was always something missing, like that warmth, that affection, and that emotional presence. And I didn't know how important that would end up being for me. I didn't know how to say like something's missing without feeling like I'm being dramatic or ungrateful. I also think some of the unintentional trauma from my mother of staying in a relationship was there too? Like this idea of like it can't and won't get any better than this, so you better make it work. I mean, I witnessed my mom doing that growing up, so I feel like that had something to do with it too. But I stayed. I stayed with this guy. But because my needs weren't being met, they don't just disappear? Like your needs don't just go away. I had to find other ways of coping and other ways to feel what I needed to feel. So this guy and I were in a semi-long distance relationship. We barely saw each other, and I'll be honest with you, I started going on dating apps. I started looking for sex, for validation, for attention, just something to make me feel anything, dude. And look, I'm not proud of any of it. I'm not proud of it. I don't excuse it. I don't condone it, but I also understand it. And it was never about like wanting to hurt him. It wasn't like some evil plan like, "Oh, I'm going to go behind his back and do all this shit." It was never like that. I was just trying to fill a void that I didn't even understand myself? And honestly, the scariest part wasn't even what I was doing. The scariest part was the idea of having to tell him that I wasn't happy, that I didn't want to be with him anymore. Because leaving him without a reason, without another option, without somewhere else to land, It felt fucking terrifying. Toward the end of that relationship, I noticed my confidence started to grow a little more. Guys started noticing me, started wanting me more, and I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back now, it's so clear. I was waiting to find someone else so I'd have an excuse to leave, and I really believed no one else would love me. I thought that was it, dude. I mean, you know that one quote, what's it called? We accept the love that we think we deserve. Yeah, like that shit's so real, and I think that applies here nicely. So when I met someone else, I ended up leaving him, like, pretty much immediately. Dude, it's so cringe to look back at that time and the choices that I made, and that next relationship started with a lot of warmth, a type of feeling that I had never felt before. I was completely infatuated with this guy. I met him online while playing games, and I felt it instantly. He lived 6 hours away, and honestly, I didn't give a fuck. I still wanted him bad. We ended up making it official on FaceTime, and that started our 2-year-long relationship. It didn't take long, though, before I noticed the dynamic starting to shift. That whole shiny new toy effect started to fade. And the long and the short of it is I unintentionally became this guy's caretaker. With my new boyfriend, I was teaching him how to properly shower and bathe himself. I was scheduling his doctor's appointments and surgeries. I was buying him new clothes because he was gaining weight drastically. I was helping him to manage his own emotions and basically trying to keep his life together. And at one point, when I asked him why we weren't having sex anymore, he told me that i- it didn't feel right touching me because he saw me as his caretaker. And that sentence alone genuinely fucked me up. Like, dude, it still fucks me up right now. Like, to this day, it still fucks me up. I've told this story to so many people, and oh god, it's like a type of cringe that I feel so profoundly and so deeply. It's very traumatic and it's sad, but nonetheless, I still stayed with him. I stayed, and I think I thought that if I gave enough, if I fixed enough, if I loved hard enough, that it would eventually turn into, like, reciprocated love, and it didn't. It wasn't going to, it never did. After that, though, the pattern kept going. I started hopping on the apps again, seeking validation, fucking dudes left and right, leaving only when someone else appeared, and again, I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of any of that, but I did it, and that's it's a part of the pattern. But then during the pandemic, I met a new guy, someone who actually lived close by, and I remember him so well. We connected fast, deep, and intensely. I trauma dumped so hard, and he listened. This guy told me I was emotionally open in a way that he had never seen before, and I clung to that shit. I felt a deep connection with him. I desperately wanted it so bad that I ignored everything else. But I know now that intensity doesn't equal intimacy, and there were red flags. So many red flags. My body felt them way before my brain could even process them. There was aggression mixed with affection, instability disguised as passion. And this guy told me from the beginning that he struggled with his own mental health issues like bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, and a whole bunch of other things that I honestly I can't even remember. And for the first time, I left not because I found someone else, but because something just didn't feel safe. I mean, I didn't feel safe with him. I started to notice that this wasn't healthy. We were both clearly not in a place to be with another person romantically. And, that thought was so new to me at the time. After that, I started truly seeing my patterns. But with seeing my own patterns came seeing everyone else's patterns, seeing my friends staying after betrayal, people knowing the truth but not being ready to leave, watching people negotiate with their own needs because loneliness feels worse than disappointment. Others convincing themselves that their partner is like quote unquote a good person. But dude, a good person doesn't always equal a good partner, and it hits me. It fucking hits me. People don't do this because they're broken. They do it because love is learned before it's really understood. Like, your needs don't disappear. They kind of just like reroute or shift, I guess. I don't know. Um, I mean, there was also another short relationship after all of these, but it ended with me just being ghosted. So there's not really much to say there. But then we land on the now. I'm with my current boyfriend, and of course, nothing is perfect. I am not perfect, but I really strive to be better for myself. And of course, for him too. But I think that because of my past experiences, I'm able to better understand nuance when it comes to relationships and how to navigate them. But plain and simple, like I love my partner now. I know better now, and I want to be better in general. But it's interesting to look back, and I used to think love had to be this intense thing to be real. I used to confuse being needed with being chosen. I made choices I'm not proud of, and I understand why I made them. And I'm here now. I'm present. I'm aware, but I'm also still learning. I can see patterns so clearly now, and I'm learning that it doesn't mean I have to fix everything. It just means that I don't have to repeat them. And sometimes the hardest part of healing isn't learning the patterns, it's learning that you can see them clearly and still let others live their lessons. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, I guess. It's genuinely so hard for me to see people I care about go through relationship struggles when the red flags feel so loud to me. And it's not about like wanting to control. It's just that I feel their potential heartbreak so intensely. I have to constantly remind myself that, I can't fix things for people, even when I wish I could just give them a glimpse of what I'm seeing to spare them the struggle. And that's kind of the hardest part of all of that. But it's refreshing to reflect and have understanding and kindness for myself as well. I mean, I was in the middle of my learning process, and it was a disaster waiting to happen, but acknowledging and accepting what I did was wrong. And of course, I handled things wrong, but I also understand why I did X, Y, and Z. It's it's chaotic, it's insane, it's intense, but I guess that's just a part of living life. But again, even while I know all this and I feel all this, I still ask the same questions. Why do we keep doing this shit? Why do we stay in these relationships we know aren't good for us? Why do we ignore the red flags, even though they're so clear? And why does being alone feel scarier than being unhappy? I guess I can ask you guys that and you can choose to answer it or not. I don't know. But that's just kind of where I'm at right now. This season of Degrassi is looking really good. I also want to apologize for not posting the last couple of weeks. It's honestly, it's been overwhelming for me. A lot of emotions and then a lot of just forgetting to record or feeling things so intensely and then not being sure if I want to talk about it or not. But we're gonna get back to recording. We're gonna get back to talking about the hard things. And if you want to be a guest on the podcast, hit me up. Let me know. I love you guys so much and I truly appreciate you. And I would absolutely love to hear your stories about past relationships and what you learned. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Please See Above podcast. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Eric Appleseed. I'm Eric Ornelas, the creator, executive producer, and host of Please See Above. This podcast is recorded in Glendora, California. Music is by Juan Avitia. Be sure to check out new episodes every Wednesday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.